this music. Yep. Oh, on the other body as well? That's clean! Okay, Nobara!
悪くなかった。
Okay, so here's where I'm at with this whole Nobara situation, because there's pretty much two schools of thought about all of this right now. There's the whole, look, I don't want her to be dead. I don't want anyone to be dead. You know, Nanami, Maki, all this situation, I don't want anyone to be dead. So I'm holding on to this little bit of hope, maybe like false hope, if you will, because like I said, I don't want them to be dead. I think there is the slimmest of chances that perhaps Nobara is still alive or she can be healed somehow. Look, I don't know. Like I said, I think I'm just grasping at straws here, but like if that's not the case, it means that no one is safe, and this is pretty much the other school of thought. If Nobara dies, one of the main three of this show, that probably just means Maki is dead as well, or at least they have the green light, you know, for Maki to be dead, which is insane because I don't want either of these characters to be gone. Like Nanami was one thing, right? And I didn't really talk too much about like what Nanami's death meant. The thing I did talk about was that perhaps Nanami's death is going to be the kind of thing that is going to spur on the characters in the future, right? But now that Nobara's dead as well, there's been so much death throughout this entire season that I really don't know what to expect anymore. And because of that, you can only tip your hat off to Jujutsu Kaisen and Gege. I actually don't know how to pronounce the author's name, but they've just thrown everything completely out of whack. Like you don't know who's safe, who is going to live, who is going to die. To me, it almost feels like the only safe people right now are like Yuji and Megumi in terms of not being killed off. And even then, I don't know. But that's where I'm at with all of that. This Nobara situation has really messed me up. I'm not going to lie. Like, because it just throws everything you thought you knew about shows like this out the window. Like, no, these are the main three. They have plot armor, at least for now. You know, Yuji's already died once and been brought back to life. I don't know how many times Megumi's been on the verge of death, but for this to happen to Nobara is just absolutely insane. And then we can only talk so much about what this is going to do to Yuji, right? I talked about it to death after Nanami died, and now he's just watched potentially Nobara die as well, right in front of him, again at the hands of Mahito. If that doesn't make a man snap, I don't know what will. And he said last episode, you know, Nanami wouldn't let, you know, all this anger get to him and, you know, overcome him. And there was a thing in season 1 as well, when Yuji fought Hanami and Todo stepped in and said, look, you're letting your anger get the better of you. And then once he snapped out of that, he was able to land, you know, all those black flashes. So there's just so much to take away from all of this, from older parts of the show, going on to into the rest of the season here. I think there's 4 or 5 episodes left. Like, I don't even know what to expect. Like I said last episode, the only thing I know that happens is that Todo does turn up at some point, and that's it. And Todo's pretty much the only character, apart from Yuta as well. I don't even know what they're doing with Yuta in the show at this point. So Todo's the only other one that we really haven't seen do much throughout this season, so I'm really excited to see that. But really, where I'm at right now, confirm or whatever the situation is with Nobara, there's still the Mei Mei and Geto fight in the back going on somewhere, but I imagine dealing with Mahito right now is at the forefront of the agenda for Jujutsu Kaisen in this episode. So that was a lot. I just needed to get all of that off my chest, and now I'm just going to go into this and just expect nothing, you know, because I don't know what to expect anymore. And if you guys have a second, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this. It would really help me out and I'd really appreciate it. But here we go, I'm going to get into Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 20. It's not Nobara's blood, is it? Oh, we're not flashing back again! This does not bode well. Bro, don't make me laugh at Nobara right now. I need to know what's going on, man. Jesus Christ, they've made a mess of that. Huh? He put it in his shirt. No, she's dead. Yuji, you have my permission to fucking snap. Yeah. Yeah. It's too much, bro. If Mahito doesn't die this season, I'm pissed. He's oh, he's such a freak. Get him, Yuji, come on! Mahito just black flashed? Bro, he's screaming again. Dude, Mahito is rewriting the entire plot. Shit. I think it's time for Todo. I think it's time. Bro. He's right though, but like shit. I can't lie though, that Black Flash was kinda cool, but he's still, I hate him. He tries to save them. Yeah. I've had enough of seeing people get beat up, I'm not gonna lie. It's so interesting, the whole curse versus humanity thing. That's Hanami, right? Yeah. This ain't your typical hero beats villain situation. Is it time? Let's go, Todo! Dude, look at this entrance! My man! Holy shit, what a tone shift! Bro. Okay, first of all, okay, Nobita is actually dead. And Yuji, like, definitely snapped. He didn't snap in, like, an anger way and fought back. He just, like, it's almost like he's just done. Like, he just broke down. He's seen so much at this point throughout this season, like through the whole Sukuna situation, Nanami, and now Nobita. And a lot of people were actually saying, like, the build-up, and it was so much more noticeable for me throughout the rewatch, like, how, like, close Nobita and Yuji are. Like, they're almost like siblings, you know, even from, like, their first interaction in Season 1, when Gojo's talking about, you know, they're gonna go explore Tokyo and whatnot, and they were getting excited together. And just that last little scene that played out here before they flashed Nobita's body really kind of hammers it home. They're laughing at Megumi, like, the three of them, and that's just never gonna happen again. Absolutely ridiculous. Mahito black flashing, actually kind of crazy, and just the way he's talking about, you know, the dynamic between like the curses, especially Mahito as a curse, and then, you know, people like Yuji, like they are actually polar opposites. Mahito kills, Yuji saves. Mahito is like a mirror, like he's talked about, like he's saying, Yuji, you are me, I am you, kind of thing. It's just very interesting. But Todo is here, one of the best entrances in the show thus far. That was sick. I can't wait to see what happens here. I don't even know what Todo's been doing, or does he even know exactly what's been going on with all this? Let's find out. Yeah, these people are frozen from Gojo's domain. So who's this homie? I don't know if we've seen them before. My brother. Nah, that's Yuji, man. Okay. Talk to me then. Talk to me. I'm here for this. I don't think these guys have fought before. Why would they do that? He said probably though. I didn't. Hello? That's your best friend. Dude, he's cooked from all this. He's seen too much. Bro, it sucks to see Yuji like this. He's seen too, bro, you can only blame him. Wow. Someone gotta snap him out of this, and it might be Todo. Read the room, Mahito. I love the boogie woogie, man. Talk to him, Todo. Yep, good. He needs to hear something like this. That hits like Erwin, bro. That's Attack on Titan. Todo is talking right now. Damn, that shirt, that hits. Yep. What? Yep. They both had shit to say. Don't stop. Oh, this track. Hold on, did I miss what he said? Okay, there's something he's holding back. Dude, this track is this Toto's theme, perhaps? This is the guy. The healing guy. Okay, he has a technique. Okay. Okay, that's his technique, so he did the same to Nobara. To your current wound. So if Nobara was already dead, it's cooked. He doesn't get it. They're giving me hope, man. Why are they doing this? Take her to Shoko. If they do this and she actually dies, this show's dead. Wow, there's a chance, there's a chance, there's a chance. But they've written this so well. Top knot gorilla. Come on, Toto, what do you got? I need some black flashes. Oh, I heard some crunch. Bro, I love the art style, I'm not gonna lie. I don't care what people are saying about it. Oh! Dude, the creativity with Mahito is nuts though. Yeah, he's ready for it. He's gonna fake him out, fake him out. He wants to black flash again. Oh, Jesus, he's a demon. Hey, strap in. Oh, bro. Oh, it's what he said. Let's go! Oh. They know what they're doing, man. They know what they're doing. That was sick, though. Oh, look at them. Yuji and Toto again. Oh, yeah! Thumbnail, boys. I'm not caffeinated enough for this just yet. Oh, is this Miwa? And I still don't know about Mechamaru. Like, I think he's dead, but like, yeah, he gave one of them to Miwa as well. That's fair. Okay, I see. Yep. He wants you to live, Miwa. He wants you to be safe. Your technique, or like, helped my Mechamaru. None of them involved? Wow, bro. So he knew all this was gonna happen. He protected everyone. I can't, bro. Oh, Miwa. I think she did though, bro. Why do this though, man? Why does Mechamaru have to be dead as well? What's his wish, man? For her to be safe. Bro, poor Miwa, bro. Oh, they're here as well. Well, there's a chance. But they're here now. Bro, it's time for the Kyoto Jujutsu Sorcerers to get involved. Damn, we got the hammers on him. Oh, this is so dope, the swapping. Oh my god! Mahito's getting clapped, I can't lie. No pun intended. Top knot gorilla, this guy. Is that like a play on Geto calling everyone monkeys? I don't know. Damn, 10? Oh, damn. He's been worn down too.
それも全てあの女のせい
Ah, they keep showing her, man.
爪痕はしっかり残し
She was not a nobody, bro.
まずは厄介な一概から消す
No, you got no chance. Hey. So if that's still a transfigured... Oh my, it's like a train. That is sick. I can't lie. Oh, that's not fair. But don't get hit, Toto. Don't get hit. Don't get hit now. I've seen enough. Brother! Yep, hold that rock. Swap with it. Swap it with it. Yep, season 1. Against Hanami. Yeah, he swapped. Oh, come on, Toto. It's time for a big Toto moment. Stop it. Wait a minute. Hello? This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Let's go, Toto! I don't know if we've seen Toto Black Flash before, I can't lie. But I assume he's always been able to do it. Oh,
何強力な一撃
Bro, this song hits right now.
これにより三者
All three of them.
120%のポテンシャルを引き出すに至る
Bro, with the outro playing, they are all like peaked right now. Bro, I needed this episode today. After the last two, I needed this one. We back above ground? That's insane.
上げてけよいたのに俺とお前最後の呪い
Come on, man! That was absolutely phenomenal. That entire episode. Absolutely phenomenal. Is that the best one yet? You could have said that about so many episodes this season. But considering the last two episodes, bro, that was timed fantastically. I actually think I need a minute after that because bro, the implication at the end there, that like, this could be the last fight with Mahito, potentially. Like, he deserves to die this season, man. After all the stuff that he's done, all the development that he's had, I've had enough of him. Yuji and Todo, I would love it if they were the ones to end Mahito. Absolutely, oh, so good, so good. Okay, so I had a little mini discussion after that opening scene, so I won't go back to that too much to begin with. But again, they're really trying to set up the fact that Nobara is dead, especially that shot of her that we see after, you know, the flashback to, you know, Megumi and Yuji and Nobara all together with Gojo. It's like, yeah, okay, she's dead, and it's like destruction, you know, like you just feel awful. First Nanami, now this. And like I was saying, I thought this might make Yuji snap. And it did, but not in the way I expected. Like, he's already had that anger moment watching Nanami die, and now saying no, Nanami wouldn't lose himself to anger now that he's just watched Nobara like die. I say die, which I'll get to in a minute, but he's like, no, I'm done. Like, after Sukuna kills so many people, now Nanami, now Nobara, and what he was saying to Todo was so impactful. Like, he felt like he had to save that many more people than Sukuna had. Excuse me. Like, he felt like he had to save that many more people than Sukuna had killed, and as soon as he's going out to do that, what's happened? Nanami, Nobara. Like, he was crushed. He's like, I can't do it anymore. He's like, I've made myself survive. You know, I was meant to be executed, but I'm still here. Like, maybe I could save people. Maybe I could, you know, die a worthy death, you know, going back to his grandfather. And he was just broken. And Mahito came in like, this is what Mahito wanted. And look, you have to nod your head to Mahito. Yes, he's an absolute freak. He is like the villain of villains, right? He's just an absolute demon, but he's such a good villain. Like, you have to nod your head. Like, he's a curse, and he's so aware of that. He said it a few episodes, I think it was last episode, maybe the epised before when Nanami died. He was like, these are just the ramblings of a curse. Why are you trying to figure out like how I can just kill people so easily? He said something similar this episode as well before he black flashed. I do have to find it here. Like, he's saying like, I'm thrilled by my own talent. I really am a curse. Because he wanted to bring Nobara's corpse in front of Yuji and just make him snap even more. It's all a game to him. Like, he's just relishing in this. Like, he just feels so thrilled by what he's been able to do, and now he's just crushed close to Yuji's soul, no pun intended, that's a Mahito thing. This for him is like making him peak. Like it said at the end, they're all fighting at 120% of their power, which is nuts. This is what is driving Mahito to do that. Everything that he's accomplishing right now, and he pulls out a Black Flash. And look, I can't lie, in all of my hatred towards what Mahito has done lately, that was pretty cool. I can't lie. It's not what I was expecting. When he starts to say, like, I bet you just thought, I thought he was going to say, I bet you just thought it was Jujutsu sorcerers who could pull off a Black Flash, which to this point, I probably would have thought was the case, but it's cursed energy. Like, of course curses can, anyone who can, use cursed energy on this level can pull off a Black Flash if they time it right. But he's talking so like, I bet you thought this would be like, defeating evil spirits in a legend, just some, fairy tale situation where the good guys come in and clean up the bad guys. And Mahito is screaming, like he's so passionate about this. He's like, no, this is real life. This is what's happening. And like the things he's talking about, like the whole, like it's a clash of what we believe is right. Like what Mahito as a curse believes against what Yuji as a human, as a Jujutsu sorcerer believes. And Mahito brings up so many good points here. You cannot deny that. Like he is absolutely right. And he's talking about, Mahito kills in an instant, did it with Nanami, did it with Nobara. We've seen it countless times. Yuji, he tries to save people in that instant. It's his natural reaction, they're just polar opposites. But I was also saying during the episode, it's the same thing. Mahito is a mirror. He says, I am you. I kill people, you save people. It's so good. He says this is a war to determine who will be left standing, the curses or the humans. And some of the animation here is just incredible. The way they're being drawn, Mahito and Yuji, is just so cool. It's so unique. It really pleases me. It's so satisfying. And just as Mahito is about to land, the big potentially finishing blow, freaking Todo is here. I knew it was about time. It had to happen. And I'm glad that whole Mechamaru scene happened, which I'll talk about in a bit, which kind of explained where the Kyoto students have been. But Todo's popped up right in the nick of time, right? Nanami's had his thing, Nobara's had his thing, now it's time for Todo, right? And Todo, he lives in his own world, and I love that for him. But this is Yuji, this is his brother, his best friend, in Todo's, imaginary flashbacks, they were in like high school together. It's so dope. But that is arguably one of the best entrances of the entire show. The way Todo pops up, the music's playing, he's all dripped out, it's just so good. And the way he's so confident, like he's like, doesn't even matter what's been going on in Shibuya. He just walks in, he's like, I'm the guy right now. And Nita is the sorcerer that's with Todo. And I believe this is the first time we've seen them, but their technique is very, very handy, right? They can, stop current wounds from getting worse. And Nita said they applied that to Nobara, which is a big deal, but then they did say that Nobara is probably already dead. But later on, Nita goes on to say, look, there is not a 0% chance that Nobara could still be alive. And I swear on everything I believe in, if they go through all of this just for Nobara to actually be dead, there are going to be, words are going to be said, right? Things are going to be done. I promise. But at this point, you are led to believe Nobara could possibly survive this, which is a massive deal because like I said in the intro, this whole situation is rewriting everything you thought you knew about these shows. Nobara is one of the main three, she's set up like, and if she does live, the fake out, incredible. The character arc, I was like, man, I don't even know, like rounded out potentially, but like it just seems so final. Like the way they constructed the scenes and the flashbacks and the seats that she has in her life and everything. But if she somehow lives through all of this, my goodness, like my hats off to everyone involved in this, honestly. But man, this speech that Todo has towards Yuji was absolutely fantastic. So Yuji has pretty much like broken. He's like, I can't fight anymore. Like all of this killing that's happened because of me. I couldn't save Nanami. I couldn't save Nobara. Mahito comes flying in and Todo starts to show off his technique, the boogie woogie. Really cool scenes. Even Mahito, like he knows about it, but he's still having a hard time dealing with it. And then Todo comes in with the big brother words. A man as great as you shouldn't let yourself grow so small. It's the things he's talking about, man, like giving meaning to those who have fallen, they keep moving forward. And look, I've done this in other shows as well, but the whole, the Attack on Titan references, man, and they might not necessarily be references, but man, it's the same sort of theme, it's the keep moving forward, it's the giving meaning to those who have fallen, and moving on for them. Todo says, as long as we continue to live, our dead comrades have not truly fallen. What have they entrusted you with? Now, Nanami and Nobara both had things to say to Yuji before they passed. Nanami turned to Yuji and said, you take it from here. you know, you continue on, you continue the fight, you continue fighting Mahito and everything else. Nobara said, you know, tell the others life wasn't so bad. You know, they had wishes, they wanted Yuji to carry on, you know, to carry out for them. So as long as Yuji still lives, right, they're not truly defeated. And that seemed to strike a chord within Yuji. He was like, no, Todo's right in this instance. I have to keep on going for them. And that's probably the greatest driving force for a character like Yuji. And Todo says that is the one punishment that is imposed on those who live as Jujutsu sorcerers. And then I believe the next line is in his head and he says there's no need to tell Yuji about that now. Now, I don't think he's referring to that previous line because you can see he's actually mouthing and saying those words. And I believe he's just talking about, you know, the fact that you have to keep on moving. You have to carry on the wishes of your fallen comrades. That's the punishment of choosing to live as a Jujutsu sorcerer, which makes sense. But like I said, during the episode, I think there's something else that Todo's holding back related to this. I'm not entirely sure what yet, but that was interesting. I'm gonna remember that going forward. And then the fight breaks out. Absolutely fantastically choreographed fight. Again, I'll keep preaching the creativity of Mahito's ability, not just to the, you know, the writer and the animators, but just to Mahito, I guess, in general as well. The fact that he continues to create all these crazy things with his body, like that massive like net with spikes in it he created when Todo was going in, was so cool. And then Yuji gets up and he's in the fight as well, and he stands up, he's ready to unleash, and he's apologizing to Nanami about, you know, I'm sorry I was using my sins as an excuse, I won't try to take the easy way out again, which was obviously him just lying down and giving up. But he stands up. We get a sick flash to Nanami standing the same way he was when he said goodbye to Yuji, but in his regular outfit, all healed with his goggles on, right? He says the same things. He says, you take it from here. Flashback to Yuji. Epic black flash. And then another flash to a shot of Yuji and Nanami here, just drawn in black and white, and it says, I'll make sure I take on your share of suffering too, Nanami. And it's just, this is what Todo was saying, you know, take these things on with you as you go on. It's just, it just hits so hard. It's such a cool shot. It might even be a shot from season 1. I'm not entirely sure, but it's just, it just hits, man. All this stuff hits so hard for me. All right, and then we go through this whole Miwa and Mechamaru scene. Now, the only thing I'll preface this with is perhaps I was misinterpreting Mechamaru's making sure everyone was away from the situation. I really do think it was because he cared about them and he just wanted them to be out of harm's way, because he talks about the fact that, you know, it's okay that Todo goes, because Todo's that strong. There's a 99% chance that Todo will live, and Nita being with Todo probably means that Nita will survive as well. But it was just the way that everyone at the end kind of seemed a little bit bitter towards Mechamaru. Okay, which understandably, because Mechamaru was the mole. He was the reason the whole exchange event situation happened, because he wanted to get his body. But I think I'm starting to kind of put together this whole Mechamaru situation. I think this whole ordeal was for him to get information on what maybe Mahito and Geto were planning in terms of the Shibuya incident, to maybe make it so he could have everyone from Kyoto out of harm's way. Look, I really don't know. If I'm supposed to know, please just correct me in the comments. That's completely fine. But straight away, you knew it was Miwa. Like, she's holding one of the Mechamaru communication devices. Now, I believe Mechamaru said he only gave these to 3 people, or at least ruled like 3 people as potential candidates for these. Yuji and Meimei, which he explained earlier on, and Miwa. And Miwa makes perfect sense as well, because now we know exactly how Mechamaru feels about Miwa. But Mechamaru is saying, look, there's no point in going to Shibuya now. Matters should be settled. And that to me is kind of saying that, okay, Todo's there, it's going to be okay now, which is really interesting. But we'll see, there might be some other meaning to that. But Miwa is clearly on the train headed towards Shibuya, and we see everyone else from Kyoto is in the back as well, kind of listening to the conversation, or at least listening to Miwa cry at the end. But I'll stick with my interpretation of this. The more I look at this scene, like, obviously Mechamaru really cares about Miwa. We can see how much he wanted to be with everyone. You know, he referenced that to Panda in season 1 as well. And Miwa's asking, you know, why only Todo and Nita? Like, why not me? Like, am I useless? And Mechamaru says it's not even on that scale anymore. And it's not just you that's been held back from this. It's everyone else. It's Mai, Utahime, Kamo, and Nishimiya as well. Like, all of them that are in the back, you know. Mechamaru made sure that they were on a mission or something, like away from the situation, so they wouldn't get caught up in this. And to me, that's the only conclusion that I can draw from this. Mechamaru had the information, he knew something was going to go down, he wanted to protect them. And because he knew what would happen, he knew, okay, it's making more sense now, he knew people were going to die like this, right? Nanami has died, you know, Nobara potentially has died, you know, he's not saying that it's about weakness or whatnot, it's just about this is the scale that things are on. If all of you go, you're going to get get caught up in this and potentially die, and he didn't want that for his friends. And at this point, it feels like Mechamaru is dead as well, which is just like he's talking from the grave almost. It's just insane. But Mechamaru here is realizing that the way he's gone about this was wrong, like because he was weak, he couldn't see what was in front of him. He couldn't see that like perhaps being open about the situation and communicating more could have maybe made things different or made things better, which is truly unfortunate, but it is what it is at this point. Like Mechamaru is gone. And what the show starts to do is it starts flashing to the seat, I believe next to Miwa, I think kind of symbolizing the fact that that's where Mechamaru like kind of is to Miwa, not necessarily in this device, but right next to her. And we do see in that little scene, the reflection on the window, Mechamaru is like sitting next to her for a minute, which is insane. So we see that shot of the chair next to Miwa, and Mechamaru starts to talk about, look, there was this girl that I loved, and you already know where this is going. It's just heartbreaking. Like, as fantastic as this episode was, we still get a little bit of that, like, you know, heartbreak and destruction in there that the last two episodes had as well. And Miwa starts crying. Mechamaru is saying, you know, I wanted to be the one to protect her, to do anything for that, to be next to her. And Mechamaru says, time's up. It hurts so much. And then we get that little flash through the window, and you can see that, like, in the reflection, Mechamaru is sitting next to Miwa, and he says, please find happiness. That's his last wish towards Miwa. That's all he wants for Miwa, just for her to be happy. Miwa flashes up at the window, and then like the scene changes and Mechamaru is gone. So Mechamaru is officially gone. I think he was dead for a large portion of this arc, but I think the way he described it through his device situation was that it was programmed to activate and kind of play off his conscience or something. I don't really know, but he's officially gone now. I'm really glad there was a little bit of Miwa closure, because I was really upset about that if that was the case. So I'm glad they've handled it the way they did. Then we flash back into the back of the cart, and we can see everyone else from Kyoto in the back there, you know, listening and hearing Miwa crying. And the Kyoto students and Utahime are kind of interpreting this as like, well, Mai says like what Mechamaru did, as in like, you know, the betrayal, he was the mole and whatnot. And Utahime says, no, this will go unquestioned. He's dead after all. It is what it is. We're gonna leave it. And I think it's a Nishimiya or someone, maybe Kamo. It's Kamo Noritoshi that says, look, he's held us in an awfully low regard. And then Nishimiya says, and all this Todo won't die crap, is that implying that we would have? And that's what I was saying. I believe that is exactly what Mechamaru thought. He was trying to protect them. But obviously, they're Jujutsu sorcerers. They want to get involved, you know, just like the Tokyo students. So they're on their way. And I'm really curious if everything's going to be resolved by the time they get there. They're going to see what's happened. I don't really know. I'm really curious about that. So that's another interesting development they've added into the show here. And then we're back with Todo, Yuji, and Mahito. And there's not a huge amount to unpack from this. It's just epic. Another really cool choreographed fight. The use of Mahito's ability, Todo's boogie woogie, Yuji just landing big blows. It's just very satisfying to watch. But Mahito talks about, you know, Yuji's at about 10%. He's talking about like his soul, very on brand for Mahito. And Mahito himself is at about 40%. And he's saying it's all because of Nobita. And he calls it some, I don't even want to go back because it made me so annoying. He said she was a nobody, and that irked me. But her resonance technique has left a mark on Mahito. So even if Nobita is gone, no longer in the fight, her presence is still being felt, which is dope. And the only thing I will point out from this fight, that the whole, I believe it was a transfigured human that Mahito has changed the shape of to be a train going around the tracks. That was dope. It even made like, you know, the horn sound like the trains make. But it's just Mahito having fun, you know, continuously being, you know, a younger curse, a child, enjoying the situation. That was really creative, very interesting. And then we get arguably one of the coolest moments in this season thus far, maybe even the show. This whole Todo sequence, we get a little flash back to when Todo was saying to Yuji against Hanami in season 1, are you satisfied with staying at the level you are at now? And if you are, we can no longer be best friends. And now Todo feels like he's the one being left behind. Like maybe this is Todo's first ever Black Flash, I really don't know. But the implication almost is that we've seen Yuji land heaps of Black Flashes in the past, and Mahito has just landed one, and that's kind of irked Todo. He's like, I'm the one being left behind now. This cursed spirit is already landing Black Flashes. And Todo's almost like talking to himself. He's like, you've grown strong, brother, talking about Yuji. And then he's like, are you satisfied with that, Todo Aoi? Like talking to himself, like, are you going to continue to get stronger as well? He says, are you planning to leave your brother alone once again? Like almost implicating that maybe Yuji is like stronger than him. And he's like, are you going to leave him alone up there? Or are you, Todo, going to join him up there? And this animation is insane. I might have seen a post about who animated this. Like it was something very niche, but it's incredible. The way Todo's being drawn, all the effects, it's just so Todo. There's even a little flash of Takata, excuse me, I forget her name, but that idol that Todo is infatuated with. Absolutely fantastic shot of Todo coming through with a massive black flash. All these effects, the animation, the way his face is being drawn. The outro theme comes in over this last little scene here, which is a fantastic song, by the way, More Than Words. I've been listening to it a lot, and it just makes these kinds of moments hit really hard. It's that kind of song. The narrator comes in with the hard-hitting lines. The three of them there now are drawing out 120% of their latent potential. I'm so mad at Todo for doing that little smooch thing in the middle of that sick shot, but this is peak. These guys are all tapping into everything they have and then some. Like this is like, it doesn't get much better than this. Mahito unleashes a massive body repel, trying to just overwhelm Todo so his technique becomes less effective. And Mahito is just in the moment right now. He is like peaking. He's relishing in everything right now, and they explode back onto the surface. Absolutely fantastic shot of Mahito saying, he says, let's kick it up a notch. This will be the last time, Yuji, that we curse each other. And the implication here that I was talking about, this could be the end for Mahito. I refuse to believe it's going to be the end for Yuji. Too much has gone on here. I really think we could be getting the end for Mahito here. And I think it's really fitting because we've seen Hanami, Dagon, and Jogo all go out this season as well. So I think this could just be it for Mahito, and he's done enough. He's done enough in this show. He doesn't need to do any more, right? He's left his mark, right? He's been a crazy villain. I think it's time to move on to wherever we're going next in this show. I would love to see Mahito meet his end here, and I'm so excited to see how that could potentially happen if it does. And then that's it. I think this is my longest discussion for this show yet. Like, after doing the whole rewatch of the show up to this point and really delving into a lot of these details, I feel so much more invested in what's going on. I'm really understanding everything. I'm just experiencing it better. It's just a good time. So I hope that's kind of coming across like in the discussion and the reaction as well. But I think I'm going to leave that one there. I'm going to go straight into the next episode now because I just need more of this. Like, that's got me hyped beyond anything else so far in the show. So I'm going to go straight to the next episode now. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And as always, please continue to leave your comments and feedback down below. I've grown to learn that the whole engagement and talking to people in the comments has been one of my favorite things about doing this. So please leave your comments down below. Whatever it is, I would love to engage with you. But with all that being said, we'll see you on the next episode of Jujutsu Kaisen.